Hello everyone, once again to the 2022 Eagle Eye Open. We are here at Haywood Valley once again in Armuchee, Georgia for this final round action. It's been a battle so far. Dave Feldberg establishing the early lead so far. Conrad, we've seen these guys battle. We've got the same card that we saw on round one. So what can we expect here in this final round?
Well, we expect to see the same as we saw in the final round, but maybe with the conditions being a little bit different, we may see a few more give and takes on some of these holes. It's the same beautiful course. They know what to do this time around, and there's only one thing to do. It's just to do it. So we have Dave Feldberg here coming in 14 down after round one. Nathan Goodwin here, he is 10 strokes down after round one. We have his son, Ezra Goodwin, 8 strokes down, trying to see if he can make a push.
10 career wins already for the young man.
And the hair that's attached to the man, the myth, the legend, MTV, Matt Versola. All right, started out on hole one. We have a par 3, distance coming in at 400 feet. One little tree to miss there off the tee pad. Then you have all this wide open area. You want to make sure that you hang it out to the right. Going left early will definitely be a punishing stroke for you. Most of these players should be able to make it past that initial turn to have some type of look at a birdie putt at this basket. As long as you don't end up on the left in the garbage, you should be at least walking away with this with a par.
A little bit of a tricky starting hole. Calmer conditions so far for sure. Also plays slightly uphill the entire way.
It does.
Dave pushing this out nicely to the right-hand side with some finish coming right towards you.
And
oh boy.
Wow.
Nice statement drive to start the round for Dave.
So that's a 400 plus foot drive on hyzer.
Mm-hmm. Nathan Goodwin a little tighter to the left-hand side, and this needs to push.
He didn't make the first corner, but he got pushed back to the edge of it, so he still should have some type of shot to approach from there. This is his son, again, throwing really low.
Yeah, he said did it again, and he's going to get some hover action, though. And
how do you throw it that low and still manage to be inside the circle? That's like...
And some thick grass, too. You don't normally see that reaction on something that low. That's not what he's looking for.
Left where you don't want to be.
He didn't quite get over to the secondary false fairway on the left-hand side. Yeah, as you can see, he's eyeballing a low ceiling punch shot here.
Oh, wow. Did that tap the basket?
Unbelievable.
I thought I heard middle. I think he just nicked it.
Yeah. Nathan floating it up there.
Mm-hmm.
We saw him throw a floaty approach that turned into a long birdie putt during round one. His son Ezra, though, getting the birdie to start things off despite only getting it maybe 14 inches off the ground from the tee. Dave stepping off here as we're getting a little bit of wind coming through. You can see the ribbons there on the top of the basket going towards him. But settles in focus for the birdie.
So both MTV and Nathan here will be cleaning up their pars. And we'll have 2 pars and 2 birdies to start off round 2.
Dave opening up that lead now to 5 strokes. We had mentioned during round one that Dave right now is in a current streak of 21 consecutive years of having at least one MPO victory. Looking to add to that historic streak. Trying to catch Ken Climo, which he's at some ungodly number, 30-something years, with a win. So we move on to hole 2, a par 4, 525 feet. Making the gap out of the tee area is crucial. Get about 350 to maybe 380 or so to get to this turn here. You don't want to push too straight or you'll miss your turn and obstruct your line coming into this tunnel shot. And that will cost you the birdie. really a placement shot for these guys off the tee. A long placement shot, but a placement shot nonetheless.
Yeah. Because it's quite possible to be everything on this hole. You can be too far left, too far right, too far.
Too far. That may be too far.
That might be.
He's going to be...
There's going to be... I know that there's one particular gap right there.
Yeah, he's not too far from where he was. Did he do it again?
No, I don't know. This is off. No, he didn't make it down the hallway. I mean, I keep calling the tunnel a hallway. I don't know why.
Yeah. If you didn't see Ezra's drive on hole 1, go back and watch that and then come back and see this. That one right in the middle there. He should have a hyzer line.
You mean on round 1?
Round 1, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Low forehand, needs to get back to the right, and does.
I don't think he got all the way back, though. I think he's still a little cut off. But that may shape up well for whatever he wants to throw. If you see the ribbons on the trees, those don't indicate anything other than a visual indicator for the disc golfers of where the actual gap is. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes when you're 200 feet away where the gap starts when in the woods.
Good effort there to get around the initial turn there for Nathan.
Those ribbons are just a little added something from Wes's dad, who's out here working the property for this event.
Yeah, shout out to the Campbells who own this property and just do such a great job of meticulously maintaining, as Matt Versola picks up right where he left off during round 1 with these buttery smooth approaches.
Oh, wow.
Dave.
He did hit the gap, but he did not maintain the disc angle that he wanted, but he's still going to be left with a good putt there.
Yeah, I'll have that left for his birdie. Ezra looking up and above. Looking like a tomahawk coming up here. You mentioned he is a college pitcher at this point now and throws very hard.
He switched to a patent pendant stance here.
Yeah. Gets all the way through.
Wow.
Nicely done by the young man there.
Dad giving it a half bid, half layup there.
Dave looking for the birdie here. Go 2 down through 2. Oh, and he's just short.
Wow. That's the first time I've seen Dave do that this event.
It's not usually the typical miss for Dave. Low is not one that you expect to see. That one low as well.
Yeah.
Cleaning up the par there.
So,
oh, there we go.
Everything's in his hand, and he does a little trick, so you know that was extremely close for Dave.
Yeah. And Matt taking the only birdie there on that hole. Going forehand on a backhand hole to get the birdie.
Hole 3 is a par 3 coming in at 320 feet. You want to make your way out of this short tunnel to the opening. You want to be on the... Ideally, you just want to go straight. If you go to the right too early, you got Invisilims to deal with. And if you go to the left, there's a potential for you to end up in that natural OB causer over there, which is those bushes. Once you actually get to the green, though, it's fairly open, a few guardian trees. But I'm going to hand out birdies all around. Just everyone gets a birdie.
Everybody gets a birdie. Everybody.
Well, if they're throwing like this. Oh.
It's a little bit too much drift. Yeah, I was worried about that coming in the last couple of feet there. It gets caught up.
Yep. It just lifted just a bit. It looked like it was going to be great, though. We do have the wind to contend with here. Not as windy as it was yesterday.
Dave gets the height on this one this time. He threw it a little low his first time, and he sneaks through with that rock and leaves him about 20 feet left for a birdie putt. World champ love.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you gotta get up in the air.
Nathan a little low, and that's going to cut back over to the middle.
They switch roles.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Almost
Yeah,
the mirror images of what they did. Oh, the forehand.
nice height. Yeah, that'll work.
Nice shot. So he's got both. Okay.
You mean all?
All. Yeah. Overhand, sidearm, backhand. We haven't seen a roller game yet, though.
Oh, true.
Although this really isn't the course for it with all these rocks and holes.
No, it's not. Not an intentional one anyway. Well, unless we're going to say that MTV did throw an intentional one on round one.
Oh, yeah.
Although it may have been a slip and fall, but we're going to call it an intentional roll.
Long bid here from Matt. A little low.
Just a little low. Right on line, though.
Dave for birdie.
There he is, trying to extend this lead.
You're not going to sneak a birdie opportunity by Dave Feldberg 2 holes in a row. Par there for Papa Nate. Drop in par. So Dave getting the only birdie. You said everybody was going to birdie this hole.
I never said that, and you can't rewind.
Dave opening up the lead now to 6 strokes. Hole 4, probably the tightest hole on this course. 215-foot par 3. Making it out of this initial tunnel here is the first step. You then want your disc to finish to the left-hand side by hook or by crook. Pushing a little too far, there's some type of secondary gap allegedly that you can find back there. But really just overstable putter, overstable mid-range, high-speed skip shots. You can see a different variety of ways. Forehand rollers, even sidearms. There's a lot of different ways to try to attack this hole. I haven't found the successful way to attack it to get a birdie. I think I've gotten it once. Oh, late tree.
It's just a Cayman. I don't know what the problem is. You just throw a Cayman right there.
I've thrown
and then let the Cayman do his stuff, and then you're right there by the basket.
Yeah, I've thrown a zone, a pyro. I've thrown the scepter. I've tried everything at this hole. And that one filters and maybe we'll have a look.
Yeah, he got further up than I expected him to get for missing.
Yeah. Matt went forehand the first round. I'm interested to see him do this again. He got the birdie.
He throws it a little bit lower because the first time he was going screaming by, hit the tree.
He may still have a look at it.
Yeah, he may be lined up with the gap from outside. And that's the thing. You don't necessarily have to make it all the way inside like this.
Oh,
in order to get the
what
bird.
Shot.
You can make it to the opening. You're still at the circle's edge.
Mm-hmm. Nathan first to act here. And he picks up the birdie.
I think we may have missed a shot or two. That right there should be for par. Yeah.
That is the par there. Oh, yes, the battery. We had some kind of glitch there with the camera. So we missed a couple of shots there.
Also puts in the par. As well as MTV. So 3 pars, 1 birdie.
Mm-hmm.
And we're off to the next hole. Hole 5, a par 4, playing at 460 feet. You want to make it over that initial little hump. So that's going to push your disc up just a bit. Make it around these trees. And ideally you want to land so that you're lined up to this gap. For this tonal shot that comes in, you do have a dry and wet creek on the left. Typically plays as casual. But you still have to be cautious not to land in it because it will make the shot a little bit more difficult as you approach the green.
Nathan on the box first as he got the only birdie in the previous hole. This one looks good. Just needs to swing on over to the left.
Yep, that looks like that will be lined up perfectly with the gap. Much better than he did on the first round.
Mm-hmm.
So we can see he's made some adjustments to his game here. Dave going up and over the trees that are in the middle of the fairway, trying to spike into the landing area.
Too far left, yeah. It's because he didn't quite swing it out wide. He put more angle on it, but didn't swing it out wider. This looks too left as well.
Yeah. And that flew by me.
Fights through towards the creek bed there on the left-hand side.
He flips that one up.
Yeah, it's too straight there. May not be too penalized where he's at. He may still have a look.
We said this, I don't think it was this hole, but we said it before to another hole that he had to throw down the tunnel that it kind of lined up nicely for his forehand.
Yeah.
Just put a little bit of turn or ante on it and then let it finish out. Or just do that, flip it up straight to flat and let it finish.
Oh, beautiful shot. It is such a treat to watch Matt Versola just throw forehands on any course.
Nathan Goodwin here with the most ideal position out of all the drives.
Mm-hmm. Puring the gap. Absolutely buttery there.
Yep.
Dave with a weird backwards patent pending weight back on his off foot here. This is an odd one. You've been swinging across your body. Oh man. Gets the kick towards the creek bed there, unfortunately, at the end. Looks like that stayed up.
Yep, it did. About a 15-footer from there. Dave from the creek bed and just puts it right under the basket. You really didn't, you really don't want to run that, miss it, and end up back in the creek. So that was a veteran play there.
Oh, and, my goodness.
Did everything but stay in.
Oh. Matt with the birdie after a beautiful approach shot.
I don't know who didn't have a disc there. If it was Nate that didn't have a mini, or if MTV didn't have one, he borrowed from Nate.
They flip-flopped a couple things. They did it in round one where Matt used Nathan's putter.
I think they're sharing a bag. I think. Maybe.
So the lead cut down a little bit there as Nathan getting the birdie. It's a 4-stroke advantage now for Dave. Hole 5A, a par 3, 325 feet, one of the newer holes on this property. This left to right slope pretty much carries throughout the entirety of the hole here. Your disc needs to move from right to left against the slope itself and against gravity. Kind of flattens out towards the end here, but you do have potential for rollaways as the basket then slopes back down towards the roadway and car path that leads to the next pin. We did see a birdie on this hole. It's just a very tight technical shot. There's also more of an inside line that you can try to take to kind of cut the distance on the hole a bit like that, but it needs to move left, gets a kiss off the tree, and gives him a favorable bounce.
Yeah, that was a little too straight, so the tree helped out a little bit. Well, it looked like that was a firebird. It may have finished a little bit.
Oh no, that's going to leave a lot of work left for MTV.
Yeah. First available. Looks like he may have had a little footing issue there. Heard a little slide as he went into that throw.
Dave did pick up the birdie on this hole the first round. Taking a similar line.
Slightly different line, actually.
A little higher on that one, yeah. He kind of cut it more on the inside during round one and a little lower. Whoa.
And that's the same gap that he took the first time, but didn't make it all the way over.
Yeah.
Have it look like he did on the first round. So he'll be more than likely pitching up to try to save that par. Now MTV still having to do a lot of work to get through these trees to get to the green.
I thought it was going to take the inside line, takes the outside line. A little bit too much stability on the end of that disc, though. It's going to push him back down towards the next tee pad. He's still got quite a bit of work to do to get up the hill there.
Mm-hmm. And Dave's over on part of the hole that's not part of the hole, trying to work his way back over, but gets cut down halfway through and ends up back on the road. So we'll see if he can scramble for this par, if this is just going to be...
Oh,
he was long. Yeah, he was trying to save that for sure.
Nathan here can get another stroke back at least if he plays it not too aggressively, and he looks like he's still going to have about 15 feet left. Versola up the gut. Uphill didn't quite give it the height it needed.
That one had more than the height that he needed. Mm-hmm. But he is very good when it comes to the comebacks, though. So
proves you right there.
Good par save.
Nathan looking to gain another one back on Dave. Trying to put a little bit of pressure here, as this was at one point a 6-stroke lead, I believe. Gets the par. Dave with this left for his bogey.
And I want to say that's the first bogey that Dave has taken this event.
I can't recall any others. He may be right there. And now it is a 3-stroke lead all of a sudden, with plenty of golf left.
Hole 6, a very eagleable par 5 coming in at 725 feet. It plays downhill for the first part of the hole. You want to get to this gap or inside this gap if possible, so that you can choose one of these pseudo fairways on the left to approach back up the hill, moving toward the basket from left to right. Once you get to the top, there's that one tree that's kind of in the green. Other than that, just don't roll away and you'll be everyone gets an eagle on this hole. No, I'm not going to do that again.
No. Definitely not. Nice straight shot here, but it's turned too much.
Over, yeah. It may cut and roll to give him some gap to get through, but he sent this one.
Oh, boy.
This one's going through the gap. It may not come back.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that is over by, without that tree hit, that would have been over by hole 3.
Oh, boy. There are some like punchy gaps that you can kind of cheat and still get up from where he is.
Yeah.
On that right side, we'll have to wait and see.
Or a potential roller. That I don't know how he throws that without hitting that tree. I would hit that tree every single time, but this right here is, he's hitting me. Okay.
And gets a little friendly roll out.
That is perfect placement inside the gap where you want to be.
He got a little further right. We'll have to see what he can do from there. Dave putting a good line on this one as this is drifting to the right and then finishing back over, and that is amazing.
Perfect. Get on the road.
What a shot. Dave responding after losing a couple of strokes with a massive drive. Nathan placing it right in the middle there. He'll have an easy punch up to try and get up and down for the birdie.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how pinched Matt is here. He's got this right-hand side. He's got to avoid and throws an awkward line. Last tree got him that he needed to beat.
Yep. Dave from off the road.
Looks like one of his flippy rocks there. He's got one rock that he's like, if you can throw anything over 30%, it'll turn for you. Gets hit a late tree.
Reaction. Yeah.
Hit the base of that tree there, kind of kicked him backwards. See Mama on the bag there for Ezra, as he's got this back to the wall here, patent pending. Anheuser uphill.
Okay.
Has to get it high in order to maintain the angle integrity. A little bit too flippy of a disc. It held the line a little longer than he would have liked.
Yeah.
But he should still have a look.
Yeah, still have a look to save that eagle. Just circle 2.
Ooh, good late drift to that disc. Nice
Oh,
shot.
wow, that's a great shot. TV taking his swing for this forehand approach here. And he may have been trying to put that in, but it lands right next to the basket. Here Ezra goes, trying to secure another eagle. Oh, and off the front of the cage. So close.
Can Dave eagle this hole 2 days in a row?
Oh, another cage hit.
Again, we're just not used to seeing that from Dave. Birdie there for Nathan.
Birdie for Ez. And for Dave. And I believe that is our first star frame for the event.
I can't think of any others, so I'm pretty sure it is as well.
Yep. Dave still holding on to those 3 strokes.
One of my favorite holes here, par 3, 350-foot hole 7, downhill the entire way. A controlled straight shot is what you need here. We'll see some putters, maybe some slower mid-ranges, just trying to maintain the line the entire way. Something that's not going to deviate left or right is getting off of this path here will cost you your birdie and possibly more. Speed control at the end of your flight here is crucial. As this continues to drift away on a very fast green, you could easily end up rolling down this hill. I've even seen like some jump putts to just try to play this for a par.
Yeah. Because it really doesn't play like that 350.
Not at all. Oh, I like the drift on that.
This again?
Old. He's done it again.
Wow.
Absolutely beautiful shot there for Nathan Goodwin. I like the height on that. Just needs to drift a little bit more to the right.
Got a little late drop, but he still should have a putt there. He's next to his dad, maybe just a tree or so obstructing it. And that looks low.
He's going to get some slap. Oh, what an evil kick. Off of a rock. That little kid just kicking a pine cone coming home from school. Kick that thing hard. Dave Pure in this one down the line as well and ends up near where Ezra is. I think he's going to have maybe a little bit of a cleaner look.
Yeah, slightly cleaner. Just in front of him, by like 3 feet. MTV's wondering what happened to his disc.
Oh, miss. You can see that mean kid just kick your disc across. Laying out for the approach / bid there. Nicely done.
Straight up.
Okay, I thought maybe Ezra would have to drop to a knee here, but it looks like he's got a lane and he secures the birdie. Nathan get this hole twice.
And Dave not letting this one get away from him.
3 out of 4. I can't recall us ever seeing 3 out of 4 on this hole. It's not
to
usually
be such
one.
a simple hole, it is very particular on how you have to throw it to score.
So Dave and Nathan matching pace with each other there.
Hole 8 is a par 3. You have 2 ways to play this downhill. You can play it straight the way the drone is going, or there is a forehand line over to the left. The main goal with both of those is to make it out here into this sometimes windy field and land in front of the tractor. You don't want to push too far behind it because there's trees with low-hanging limbs to obstruct any putt coming back. The basket is perched up a little high, but should not pose that big of a problem.
Nathan first on the box here.
Taking a straight gap.
maybe 2 straight there. Throw in the mid-range here, which is last time he blasted past this by like 60 feet.
No, that's my fault. I did tell him he needed to land in front of the tractor. I didn't mean that front of the tractor.
Oh, that's going to hit the tree. Didn't quite make the gap there.
He should still be able to scramble from down there to save a par, though.
Dave with the fairway here. A little bit of turn on this. Wanting the
come
stability.
back enough for him?
The tree kind of stopped it from sweeping back over behind the tractor. It would have been probably another 25 feet closer.
And MTV's going with the forehand line. I like this line a lot.
He's adjusted the speed from last time.
It still gets a little beam kind of low.
That should have been 10 feet closer.
Yes.
Ezra got to deal with this tree here. It looks like he's trying to go around the outside, around the outside, around the outside. And sweeps it right to left.
And that's going to leave a little meat on that putt coming back with the raised basket. Slightly breeze out there. You can see the ribbons just swaying.
Dave Feldberg dropping it in. Big thank you to Doggone Good Disc Golf for sponsoring the runbacks here. As you can see, this long one here. Right-hand side, beautifully done. Dropping on in. Check out Doggone Good Disc Golf. Doggone Good Disc Golf. Doggone. I always mess up the website. It'll be in the description down below. Great birdie putt there. Getting the birdie as well, matching Dave on that one for Ezra. DoggoneGoodDisc.com. That's what it is. I always add the golf at the end.
As it should be. You need to get that fixed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good sticky plastic, right? Yes.
Nathan getting the birdie as well. So 3 birdies so far. And
ooh, MTV getting it in high, but sticking it in for his bird as well.
Yeah, nice. Another star frame there for the group. Nicely done by all 4 players, securing the birdie there on hole 8. The tractor hole, one of the iconic holes on this property. And the first thing you pretty much pull in when you, or you see when you first pull in, is that tractor hole. You also see the chapel hole, which is another iconic hole out here, par 3, 475 feet, slightly uphill, moving a little bit right to left here. Pretty much the most open hole you're going to see on this property. Usually some kind of wind here will affect your disc. You just want a straight shot as close to this chapel as you can. The basket is perched just behind the opening here of the chapel, but it is not a mandatory. You can go around it, through it, above it, below it, however you want to get the birdie here. But getting the birdie here is elite level power that it's going to take to get the birdie on this hole.
Either elite level power or a very lucky throw in.
Yeah. Nathan getting this one far out into the field, as long as you avoid. Is there out? I believe there's out of bounds on the parking lot area there.
Parking lot, yeah.
Dave with that Echo Destroyer again. This one's tilting to the right. Just needs a little bit of finish. There can be some patches of mud over to the right-hand side also on this property. So when you're teeing there, you kind of want to be more in the middle left versus right-hand side. Even though the right-hand side can open up that gap more.
Yeah, it can get really swampy over there on the right. Not just muddy, like swampy, like a large part of it.
Yeah.
Unless you throw it over by the road over there, then you don't have to worry about it as much. Although that was not a placement shot. That's just the headwind getting into these throws.
Yeah. This one drifting nicely.
He made that adjustment. Just hit the house. Just hit it.
Oh my gosh.
I wasn't serious, but okay. Wow.
That's insane. He hit it 2/3 of the way up. It's 475 feet uphill. Wow.
With the headwind.
Yeah. And Matt almost throwing it in.
He went through the door? He went through the door from the back. Wow.
Yeah. Nathan trying to place it he may be pinched there. And
yeah, he may be able to stretch out around you. That's just exactly where you don't want to be. You want to be either right at the doorway or behind it, where you have a clear clear look at the basket.
Dave getting behind it there. Yeah, he's got Ezra
with
the
the
birdie.
elusive birdie on this hole.
Unreal drive. I've never seen anyone hit the chapel on the
house.
fly.
Yeah, hit the chapel. That's sacrilege, isn't it? You shouldn't be hitting that.
That's the leg he does.
Nathan just long-legged enough to get around there and make the putt. MTV cleaning up, Dave following suit behind them.
Oh, that must have been real close. Look at all that stuff Dave got in his hand.
Yeah.
All right. Don't leave yet. It's not over. We have a few more holes for the front half. Hole 10 is a par 3 coming in at 385 feet. You want to make it out of this initial gap here. It has opened up a lot, so you have the option of going ante forehand or straight or hyzer, just whatever's going to get you this 385 feet without hitting any of the trees along the way over to the green. The green does slope from left to right. Can leave you with a slightly terrifying putt if you are too far left putting down the hill, but let's see how our players attack this.
Similar line to what we just saw.
But that that's
skip on down there.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
He did a similar line on the first round, but it hooked up a little bit too early for him, so I left him with that long putt that right there was much closer.
He's made the adjustment the last couple holes. Nate pushing this right side.
Yep. Oh, he hits the V tree.
Dave put this inside of the bullseye during round 1. Sweeping left to right
He
shot.
has the line to do it again if he has the height.
Just hovering. He'll have a look from there. He can definitely make that putt.
You have to see Nate throw a little bit off and hit that tree. You definitely want to take advantage of trying to get that stroke on him. And MTV, that's a common mistake with the forehand because of the way that it slopes. It's going to just kick further down there.
Settle. Okay, that settles. Yeah, we're not quite at the point with Dave where it's match play. He's still trying to build on the lead here, so you got to run these types of putts.
Ooh.
If it was a little later in the round and Nathan's back further, laying up, you maybe don't necessarily have to go for it, but
yeah,
you still want to pad the lead here.
Looked like Dave had a little bit more wind on that shot than MTV on this one. It may have affected him pushing that to the right a bit. MTV hits the top, but luckily he doesn't roll away. He's still right there by the basket. Oh, and
almost breaks
Ezra
the pole.
Almost breaks the basket with the straight putt there.
He almost broke the chapel. He almost broke the pole in the basket there.
He's just attack. That's not what we mean when we say attack the course.
He's going to owe Wes some money. Whatever he gets, any winnings, he's just got to give it back to Wes at the end of the tournament.
For repairs.
A couple of drop-in pars all around here. Maintaining the status quo after this hole.
But wait, folks, there's more.
Hole 10A is our last hole of the front half here. This is a par 3 at 333 feet. The road on the left-hand side does play out of bounds. You want your drive on hyzer for your right-hand player, kind of flipping up, pushing this right-hand side, and then working its way into this gap here. Anything that you can get pushing past this tree line initially here is going to give you somewhat of a long look there. But obviously, the closer you can get, the better. Getting kicked off into the left and right, though, will definitely cost you a stroke, as there's a lot of pencil trees that are going to block your way.
With it not being as windy, there is a potential for someone to try to go over the top. This right here makes it into the gap and doesn't veer too far off of the fairway, so he'll still have a ability to step out and do a putt.
Oh, I like this line.
Oh, this is just about the same as Sun.
Oh, late trees. Kind of clipped it there.
Still leaves him with a look at a putt, though. Everyone's made the correction from the first round.
Oh my god!
Goodness.
Holy cow! He almost aced
Okay,
it.
I didn't think that even like hitting the basket from the tee was possible. But wow, what a shot!
TV going a little higher there and getting clipped down early left, but stays in bounds.
Ooh, inbounds with a very tricky shot left here.
Surveying the situation, trying to see if it's got any type of different angle than what he sees initially. Straight down.
Yeah.
Only advances about 25 feet.
And this is what you were talking about, that being over there is just going to cost you a stroke.
Yeah.
May end up costing 2 because he may not be able to still get out.
Jumper on the way. Yep. Yeah, he's still obstructed and looking underneath the canopy here to try to get something to punch through.
Can you throw from your belly?
Oh!
Okay. That's a good bit from there.
Yeah, getting creative there. Birdie there for Ezra. Dave about 15, maybe 20. And the birdie as well. After nearly acing it.
TV finishing off with his bogey, and Nate is going to tap in for his par. So we see a little bit more separation here as we wrap up the first half of round 2. We still have plenty of holes left to see how this turns out.
Yeah, Dave holding on so far, trying to get an MPO win for the 22nd consecutive year. Just an amazing stat to even wrap your head around. But we've got more action coming your way on the final half of the 2022 Eagle Eye Open from Haywood Valley. Make sure you come on back and check out all the action. Let's see how this one's going to play out. Big shout out to our Patreon community. Check us out at Ace Run Pro on Patreon, and check us out at Ace Run Pro on all of our socials. We'll see you for the final stretch of the Eagle Eye Open.